So by now I'm sure we've all heard the news that there won't be any Silksong news at or around E3 time this year. This is a big blow to a lot of fans because I think a lot of us were expecting news in some form to come out soon. Then on the flip side we have Elden Ring, another one of the most anticipated games of the year, and its presence at E3 is becoming uncertain. Long development times and delays are nothing new in the world of game making, but there does seem to be a lot of conflict and buzz between the patience of the people and their anticipation. Should games be revealed so long before release? Should we be expecting more from developers in terms of updates? Is it fair to consumers to be left with uncertainty for so long on an already revealed project? Obviously, developers don't owe consumers games, but as the games industry becomes more commercial and big studios put out several games a year, fan response and marketing decisions are becoming more interesting to see. So let's take a look at the past and see how games go from reveal to release and to the future to see what Team Cherry and From Software might be thinking. So everyone knows that way back when video games started to become relevant, there was less of a highly focused fan base. Finding out about the new Zelda consisted of TV commercials and gaming magazines until The Wizard came along as the first real hyped experience. This was the movie that was made with the sole purpose of advertising Super Mario Bros. 3, and although I haven't seen the movie, it seems there was a general lack of understanding for what gamers care about in this film. But nobody cares about the 20th century anymore, because now we have the internet where we can all share our love for video games. Marketing a game nowadays is a very important and organized process. There is a whole order and structure of how carefully unveiling information until the final release date goes. Most studios now will loosely follow the classic 5-part reveal structure. There's the tease or development reveal, the game reveal, the gameplay reveal, the release date reveal, and finally, the release date drop. Super Mario Odyssey had a year-long turnaround from reveal to release. There was the initial tease in the very first Nintendo Switch trailer. The name and the game were officially revealed at the January Switch presentation. Throughout the year, we got more details on gameplay until the E3 2017 trailer that revealed the release date, and finally October 27th came along and we could get our hands on the game. These steps can be combined to have a faster turnaround, or more accurately, less spending on advertising, but it's all relatively the same. Some bigger studios will have a bonus accolades trailer or a post-release trailer to mark the game even further. Of course, Mario is the biggest name in gaming, and although Team Cherry and From Software are hardly inexperienced studios, they don't have the same luxuries as Nintendo's IPs. However, Elden Ring and Silksong do have an advantage in that they are building on games that have very big online communities, so they don't really need to earn over an audience so much. Hollow Knight fans and the Soulsborne series fans have full faith that the games will be good. It's just the wait that's painful now. As far as Elden Ring goes, we know pretty much nothing about the game. We know a lot of the surrounding circumstance about developers and Game of Thrones' involvement, but we are still around the Phase 2 reveal stage and don't have a full picture of what the game is going to be. Staying in the stage for so long can lead hype to dwindle, because there isn't a big trailer to go back to and rekindle that hype. Lucky for From Software, Dark Souls fans know that it ultimately doesn't really matter whether or not you light the flame, and we'll get excited out of our minds when we see a proper gameplay trailer regardless. That is if we don't go hollow first. How long do developers have before we lose interest entirely? Marvel skipped out on 2020 entirely with the MCU. It was the first time there had been no MCU movies in a decade. It was a break year that gave people a chance to explore other movies, and I think a lot of fans have lost interest in Marvel because they couldn't keep the train going after Endgame. Elden Ring will most probably be fine, but not every game is. Quickly going to stop our roll here and plug my Discord. Everyone on there is very friendly, and I try to be active whenever I can. You can always at me or message me if you have any questions. Let's make this channel a community, link in the description. Development hell is where games go to be worked on for 10 years, and then they play like a 10-year-old game once they finally release. Duke Nukem Forever is the example everyone is familiar with, because the whole thing is such a shameless cluster fumble that it's become comedic. By the time this thing released, its writing, gameplay, and visuals couldn't even compete with the competition. But this thought thread isn't really going anywhere anymore, and we've barely talked about Silksong, so let's do a big paragraph on that. If you showed someone who didn't know any better everything we've seen from Silksong, they would probably think that the game was out already. We got a reveal trailer in early 2019 and a big fat demo at E3 that summer, so it seemed like the game was quickly on its way to being finished. But now we're going on 2 years out from that E3, and we still have nothing. Thing about the game is, and this applies to Elden Ring as well, the developers haven't flaunted them as soon to be released games. Team Cherry's statement has always been that the game will be ready when it's ready. The real reason why fans are so mad is because we got blueballed by Nintendo with their coming soon marketing.
What can we say so far about release plans for this?
So Hollow Knight Silksong is coming soon.
Liar! This is a studio that clearly wants to take time with this game, and the game will most definitely be good because of it. I see a lot of comments saying, oh well, I'm happy to wait, because we don't want another Cyberpunk situation, but that's definitely not going to happen because Team Cherry isn't taking on more than they can chew with this project. I also see comments saying that it's disrespectful to the fans to leave them in the dark for so long. Like I said earlier, developers don't owe us anything, and silence is often the safer choice. That way developers don't have to get caught in delaying their game and disappointing fans. Remember the Cuphead DLC that was supposed to come out in 2019? Of course you don't, because it got delayed twice and now it's in limbo as far as we know. Maybe this year's E3 will surprise us with news, and be sure to tell me a million times how poorly this video aged in the comments, but it's frustrating to have this happen because Cuphead itself was delayed a bunch of times as well. Remember when Cuphead looked like this back in 2013? Remember how they said it would be released in 2014? So Elden Ring and Silksong will come out eventually, and I have full faith that they will be fantastic. It's an exciting time to be fans of these kinds of world-absorbing games, and I'm hoping I'll be able to trust the game more as I play. On my first playthrough of Hollow Knight and Dark Souls, I looked up a ton of stuff because I was a dumb idiot fake gamer and got lost, but these upcoming games, I know they will be fair, to me, and based on my previous experience, I know I'll be able to do it myself. Well, they're mostly fair. But now let's look to the future. What can we expect from game development in the coming years? A decade from now, how will things be different? Will it be better? And will Silksong and Elden Ring finally be out?